Miniatures come alive. Here we have smaller versions of our giant cookie and ant, as they are precisely shot frame by frame. A 5-second sequence can take hours to actually get on film. As the miniatures are being shot, the giant ant is developing his own personality.
The ant's being run mostly by cable. Other than that, we have the mouthpiece right over here, which is remote control. The eyes themselves move by remote control, and the legs work with puppets as marionettes. So it takes somewhere between 7 to 12 people to make the ant run. But whatever arm movements are done by the operator can be repeated by the ant. This part moves just basic antenna movements. Ant can basically do anything.
It's all part of the illusion to make everything look real.
Nick, over there, over there. Come on. Nicky, come back here, Nicky. The others are coming in seconds. Help! Nicky! No, Nicky, no, get off of here! Log in! You're allergic to ants! Get away! Nicky, stop! Get away! Hey, let's go ahead! Run, go for it! Hey, hello! Ant! Thanks, Ant. Come on, you guys. You guys, come on. Somebody take this cookie. Nicky, take this thing. Help! Nicky! Come on, you guys, this is your ant.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids wanted to take audiences where they had never been before, to experience an incredible journey that can only be captured by the magic of Hollywood and the art of illusion.
When we filmed it, we literally flew a camera around the yard, and with a wide-angle lens in the camera, flew through the yard, just like the bee would fly through it. Now we had to put the kids on the bee in front of that, and there were two ways that was done. One, we built a giant bee that was big enough for the kids to be on, and we laid them on it, blew wind against them, rocked it back and forth, put them in front of a blue screen. Everything that was behind them, when we composited the pictures in the end, became the plate, became the flight through space. The rest of the shots has a mechanical bee, a very intricate, expensive mechanical bee that has joints in it with kid puppets on it that look very accurate and very in great detail. This bee that we built probably cost about $30,000 just to build the bee. The kids are probably about $10,000 a piece. So it's we're not doing it to save money. We're doing it because we can make that bee fly with a motion control camera in a way that we could never do it with a model of kids on the stage. So consequently, with those elements, we were able to put them all together and mix them up and cut them quickly enough that it gives you an incredible sense of flight when you see it.
See how a simple Sunday afternoon bee ride can pick up your day? Are you ready for a simple household broom and ordinary dustpan to pick up and throw the kids away? I wasn't either, and neither were the kids. First, let's stop back to our friends at Illusion Art, where the inserts for the broom sequence are being filmed.
Okay, it's got to come down smoother. You kind of staggered it when you came in. And you actually have to hit the floor.
Okay.
All right? That being, it'll all sandwich very nicely with the background plate. Then you've got the kids' miniature. That's also another element. And you've got this one here that's also an additional element. Plus, there's dust elements as well. See, when the broom, when the father comes in, the broom, then we've got to put dust in the shot, then you got to put the kids in the shot, then you've got debris that goes in. So there's quite a bit. Optically, it's tremendous.
If you thought the bee was big, take a look at this stage. This gigantic studio is set up to look like a tiny piece of floorboard. The broom is actually pieces of foam that were carved out and tied to a very solid rigging. The kids were strapped in using guide wires to ensure their safety.
I think it's a lot easier conveying it to kids because they have such good imaginations. They don't really think about it. You know, they're on an oversized, they're on an attic floor. They're in a set that with 35, 40-foot blades of grass. They don't think about it. They're in the environment.
Easy for you to say, Joe. That's only half of it. Next is another fun ride, the oversized dustpan. Luckily, the Fuller brush man isn't here.
And I think my main concern is with the kids is that we have some very large, oversized pieces of machinery that come down with them. Some of them are as big as 6 to 8 feet long, maybe 3 or 4 feet wide. So what I'm mostly concerned with is when we send our kids down the oversized dustpan is that some of these large pieces of debris don't hit them once they get to their pads at the bottom. Now, as the day progresses, after we finish with our actors this morning, in the afternoon we will use our stunt double. We remove the platform at the bottom of the dustpan, and we allow all the stunt doubles to go down at once with all of the debris. None of the debris will be attached to cables. Everything will just go all at once. We'll have boxes and we'll have pads down at the end to catch them to make sure that nobody gets hurt.
I've never worked with a stuntman before. And in one scene I'm supposed to slide down this giant dustpan, you know, glass and stuff flying all over me. And I just landed on these mattresses and everything. And then I saw my stunt double. He came down and he went off the thing and he went flying 30 feet in the air and he landed into these cardboard boxes, and I was like, oh my God.
Along with all these great special effects and gigantic props are several death-defying stunts. They're actually my favorite part of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids because I don't have to do any of them. There's one scene where I'm strapped into a harness invented to help find the kids. Dizziness was not the problem. But when it came to throwing myself 20 feet into the air over my neighbor's fence and crashing into a small pond, I took a big pass. The kids may be good-natured about doing stunts, but I'm chicken. That's our super stuntman, Michael Cassidy, planning out the shot with our director, Joe Johnston.
We get up to a certain point. Okay, we're ready. And when you say you're ready, it's like we've got 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
So we've got about 3 beats there before I can actually go because I have to get positioned in the band.
Okay, you can be on the swing and show us.
Oh, yeah.
But give us the timing so we can rehearse for that. Okay, good.
This is an air cannon we're using to lift 10 gallons of water. Camera position's inside the window, so as he flies overhead, on impact, we'll fire this. So 10 gallons water up that way. Good sound on that. And it's just an easy way of getting the timing right. Rolling! 1!
You would think that when a stunt like this is performed, you'd only have to do it once. Some guys have no mercy. But when everything goes according to plan, well, that's magic.
Sit, Court. Stop. Sit, boy. Court, get away from there. Court. Court. away, boy. Drop it.
Thank you, officer. We'd appreciate you sending somebody by. Oh, okay. It's 646.
Okay, he's got serious problems.